What's up, my friends? Matt Hall here from the Network Marketing Mastery Podcast. In today's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about leadership and belief. What comes first, the belief or the result? It's an obvious answer, but let's dig into it a little bit more. I'm here in Sao Paulo. It's the last day that I'm here this week. I'm leaving tomorrow, and I'll be in 4 cities over the next 4 days. It's the last week, crazy week of travel, where I won't be sleeping much during this time of ours here in Brazil. Then next week I'll be in Rio playing for the week with my wife and our kids and my father-in-law and my sister-in-law, and we've got a leadership event. It's going to be awesome. And then after that, we have 2 more weeks in Brazil, kind of traveling a little bit less, but still working hard. And then it's back to the US and back to our normal routine. It's been an amazing, amazing time here. We've been able to impact so many lives. This Saturday, I was doing an event in Florianópolis, Brazil, with a group of about 320 people on our team there. And we got talking a lot in the training about belief and the importance of belief in your team and yourself and your product and your company, and how belief is related to so many different aspects of your growth. You guys have heard me talk a lot about belief if you're familiar with the podcast, if you've been hanging out with me here for a while. If you haven't been hanging out with me for a while, it's time to binge. Go back to day 1 and listen. And I hope you get a lot of value from the old episodes as well. But the question came up. Somebody raised their hand and said, "Hey, Matt, I just don't know if the people that I've signed up so far are going to be my leaders. I just don't know if I believe in them yet." And I said, "Well, that's okay, but that's the first step in helping them and to find out if they are going to be or not. The first step is actually your belief." That's the beautiful thing about leadership. I love a quote by Stephen Covey that says, let me look over here to get it right, word for word. "Leadership is communicating to people their worth and potential so clearly that they come to see it in themselves." So often, how many people in this world do not feel worthy or do not feel capable? They don't feel they have the potential to break through and achieve big things, right? Well, the first step for them is you seeing and communicating that worth and potential so clearly that they come to see it in themselves. So which comes first? Somebody's results? Often, I think we know that belief in the person comes before the result, but we act as though the result comes first. In other words, we look at somebody and say, "Oh, they're not doing anything," right? "Oh, they haven't signed up anybody yet." Or, they think they're building the business, but they're not being productive, right? And we say things like this to show others and to show ourselves that they are not the one, right? They're not going to be that leader. They're not going to be that builder that's going to help your business progress. Well, if that's the way you talk about them, if that's the way you see them and look, you speak to them or about them, then they're not. That's what they're going to live up to, right? So leadership is being able to see their worth and their potential and communicate it so clearly that they come to see it in themselves. That belief is almost always imperative. I can tell you from my experience, when my wife and I got started in this business 6 years ago, a couple, the number 1 income earners in our company, looked at us, a young couple, 22 years old, and they saw something in us that we didn't even see in ourselves. And it was only because they expressed that, they communicated it over and over and over and over and over again, that we came to see it in ourselves. I remember the first time, I don't know if I've shared this story here on the podcast before, I probably have, but oftentimes I repeat content in stories, but that's okay. It's good to hear things multiple times. My aunt is one of our, I'll just tell you the story, okay? So my aunt, I introduced her to our products, and she said that she would like to get involved in the company. She ended up buying the products, and she used them for about 6 months and had great results with the products, and all the time was thinking and planning on doing the business and being a builder, but didn't do it, right? She was busy with her other job, and she just didn't take the time very beginning to start sharing the products. And so when she was ready, she reached out to me and said, hey, can you come up here and teach an event? And I can't remember if my mom had already gone up and done an event for her or not, but it was my first time going up there. And she said, I'm going to invite some people into my home. We're going to do this home event. And I was super excited because she was one of the first people who was really excited to build the business in that team, in that leg of ours. And so I said, okay, we're brand new to the business, 6 months in. We don't have a lot of money. College students at the time, investing everything that we made from the business back into the business. And then, that flight cost, pops into my head, and thinking, oh, can we really afford to go up there and to give her the support? We ended up getting some help, and I ended up going to give her the support. I go there, I show up in her living room, right before the class, the event. I sit down, we've got the materials all there, everything's ready, and guess how many people show up? Goose egg, 0. 0 people. Nobody's there. And honestly, my first thought is, what a bummer, right? Like, I didn't necessarily have the money to make that trip, or the time to make that trip. I'm in school. I was missing classes to be there. And but we ended up sitting down, and we ended up going through the materials. I ended up doing the presentation anyway for her to see how it would be done. And I presented all of our core materials that we call our company's system, okay? And by teaching her the basic foundation, nothing over the top, nothing extravagant, just the basic foundation of our business, and then expressing to her my belief in her, what I saw for her, what I believed about the area that she lived in, and how it was perfect and primed and ready for her, and breathing that belief and that motivation and that worth and potential into her, she came to see it in herself. And she ended up she's currently our largest diamond distributor in the United States, okay? And it started from that event where nobody came. Now, we did the next day, I think we went out and we ended up doing some more meetings with other people, but it would have been very easy to kind of shut down after that first experience and say, you know what, it's not gonna work. She's not the one, right? And I'm not saying by any means, I'm not trying to say that my belief in her is what created her result. Obviously, it's her actions, her mindset, and her team, and all of that created the massive result that she created. But I think it played a part. I think it played a part at the very beginning for her to feel that worth, feel that belief, and to have that experience. And maybe it even put a little bit more fire under her. And that's her choice. Some people would let that shut them down. Others would let it light them up. And she chose to let it light her up. And she's gone on and impacted literally thousands of lives with our products. So that's a testament to her. And it's a lesson in how to lead. It's a lesson in how to treat people at all times, even when you don't know necessarily. Maybe you're not seeing the result in them yet. Well, guess what? Your belief in them comes oftentimes before their result. It's not, oh, this person signed up 10 people, they're going to be an awesome builder, I believe in them, right? No, it's before that. You need to be that, that portal or that vessel that sees in others and communicates to them their potential and their worth. So hope that's valuable to you. I hope you'll take that on as a leader and take that challenge on to see in other people what they're worth, and to always communicate that. So any questions, guys, feel free to reach out to me at mattmindset.com or here on the YouTube channel if you're hanging out on YouTube. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye, guys.